Hey guys, kinggath here with another patch for Sim Settlements. This is patch 1.1.6, which I'm calling Designer's Delight. This patch has a bunch of fixes, and one of which is that you no longer have to be concerned about the order you assign things. So that kind of bizarre behavior where you had to assign an NPC to a residential plot before you could make them, say, a vanilla guard or use vanilla crops or any of the mod-added versions of those things. Now, you'll see I have a guard here, and they've already got a residential plot. Normally, if I wanted to change them to a new house, when I did so, they would become unassigned from that guard post. But if you see, now when I assign them there, they maintain their assignment, and it will also work in from a fresh assignment. So if they didn't have a house, you could assign them to any vanilla items or mod-added items and then to residential. And it actually works even better than the other way. So the way before where you had to assign to residential first and then to the non-plot work object, if you do that, it still does that bizarre 10 seconds where they're unassigned. That is because the vanilla objects and basically any mod-added object as well, automatically unassigns the settler from anything else they were assigned to, whereas now I'm able to, with the residential plots, make it so that they don't get unassigned from their previous work, since they're allowed to own both at the same time. So ironically, things work better now if you assign to the vanilla items first before the home. But either direction will work, so you no longer have to be concerned with that. Now, the reason for the patch name, and the thing I think most of you guys are going to be excited about with this patch, is the Architect's T-Square, which can be crafted at the chem station as usual. And just so everyone understands, the reason that things are always crafted at the chem station in different mods is because the other crafting stations that come with the vanilla game aren't able to create items. Aside from, it's basically you have to choose between the cooking station and the chem station. So the chem station makes a little more sense. But anyway, so let's show you what this thing does. Essentially, this thing lets you cycle through the different building plans that are available. So before, and let me unequip this for a second. So before, when you wanted to cycle through a building plan, you had to pick up the plot, choose this middle option, and then hit B to well, it wouldn't be B on PC, but cancel the movement of the plot, and then it would plop down, and there was even a chance that it could pick the same building model again. And doing this over and over again could actually bug out the plot, and then you'd be forced to scrap it and start over. So it was not a good solution. Now, just like the Immersion Breaker, when you equip this item, this Architect's T-Square, you come up to a plot, and you now have an option that'll say next or previous plan. This works on all plot types, and it works with add-ons as well. So as soon as you push this button, you're going to get the reminder that it's going to destroy whatever's there and reset it back to 1. So once you confirm that, wait a second, and you'll see in the corner up here, building plan metal prefabs. That is the building it's going to create. And now if you push it again, you can do about 1 a second and it'll safely work. If you spam it too much, it will still change the plan, but you might not get that notification up there. The other thing to be warned about is if you hit forward and then hit previous again, it will go back, but it won't show you the plan that it jumped back to, because there's a limit in the engine where it needs about a 1.5 seconds delay before it can redisplay the same message again. So you sometimes, you'll want to basically go in one direction, and then if you see that you passed the one you want to, just hit back and know that it came up. But if you ever need to confirm, just unequip the Architect's T-Square and hit look at plaque, and you'll see which one was assigned. And now after you stop toggling with this T-Square here, as soon as you stop hitting this, after a few seconds, it'll start building whatever one you last stopped on. So right now it's going to start building the single window. So if we wait a few seconds, the scaffolding should reappear and the building materials. And once that happens, you can come up and check on the plaque and confirm. But in my testing so far, it has yet to fail. And it will cycle through all of the building plans, all the vanilla ones that are included with Sim Settlements. And then it will go on to the add-on ones. And then when you get to the end of the list, it will go back through from the beginning. Now, there is one thing you should know about this in regards to residential plots. If the VIP system is not designed to work well with you changing the building plans. The way the VIP system works is that when a new settler shows up in your settlement, they can be randomly assigned a background story. And then when you assign them to a residential plot, they will specifically choose a building model that works with their story, because not all of the building models work with every story. And that's because for example, this is a VIP right in front of us here. If I can get a jump action. And these things right here, all these electronics and stuff, are specifically laid in this pattern to fit well in this house. If I were to put these same models in another house, they wouldn't fit. So it actually requires going through and recreating all of the clutter layouts for every house model, which is just a huge undertaking. And it's something I might do eventually, but for the time being, the VIPs can get their clutter ruined and it might never show up for you if you use this T-square to change their house model. So I would use it sparingly on residential plots. What you can do is wait till your home gets to level 2 and you'll be able to tell. I will also at some point release pictures of all of the different VIPs so that you guys will be able to match up for those if you're ever concerned about it. But where the Architect's T-square is going to be exceptionally useful is on things like agricultural. I know a lot of you guys have wanted to be able to control the crops that are showing up, and you'll see up here Tato Mud Farm. If I hit it again, it switches over to carrot, so you'll be able to actually cycle through and control the crops. Now with some of the add-on packs, I know they don't make it as clear which crop you're going to get, but maybe this will inspire them to do so in the future. And then with the commercial plots, it will cycle through the different shop types as well as the different shop designs. So for example, if you have Trailer Park Dreams installed, it'll cycle through both the trailer versions of the stores and the vanilla Sim Settlements versions of the stores. So this T-square will work on everything, should work with all add-on packs, and give you that fine-tuned control a lot of you guys have been asking for. Now, this is going to bring up another thing. I think a lot of you guys are going to ask, hey, why can't we just come up here and get a menu and just select the one we want directly? Well, the reason for that is it's impossible in the engine right now to create a dynamic select menu with unlimited slots. So in order to be compatible with the add-on pack system where Sim Settlements can grow dynamically without any input from me and allowing you guys to just install more mods, a menu is not possible. So I wouldn't want to sacrifice the add-on system to get something like that. What I am going to do in the future is give you guys more control in different ways, which I'll reveal those over time as the mod grows and the add-on packs that are available grow. So hopefully that'll be enough to get you guys at least so you can battle off having a bunch of duplicate models or getting rid of models you really hate without having to go through all that trouble before of picking up the model in workshop mode and resetting it. All right, guys, I hope you're still enjoying the mod. I want to thank all of you guys for all the bug reports you've been giving me. They've been instrumental in knocking out a lot of the problems with Sim Settlements, and as usual, with every patch, it's getting closer and closer to that bug-free zone that I'd like it to be in. So please continue to give me those reports, preferably in the bug report section on the Nexus if you can. Okay, guys, enjoy the mod and take care.